Come on, are you kidding me? You are live. All right. Well,
Attention homeowners and real estate investors. Are you looking for a recession-proof real estate strategy that creates consistent income and real impact? Learn how investors are generating reliable returns by supplying housing to veterans through government-backed programs. This proven model helps reduce vacancy risk, stabilize cash flow, and align your real estate portfolio with purpose. Join the Housing America's Heroes Investor Masterclass, a live virtual training designed to show you how to do this the right way. Join us this Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Central. The registration link will be posted in the comments. Housing America's Heroes, where purpose meets profit.
oh, good. I received two calls for two vets from my local VA. No more. I to have three more private pays. That's on you. Congratulations on whatever it is you do. I- And within compliance, and people keep saying one thing, and that's not what I teach. So my name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am the National Veterans Homeless Housing realtor and professional in the GovCon space, and also in the private real estate space. You see, I've been housing veterans, specifically homeless veterans, for the past 22 plus years. And housing homeless veterans in the community, working with um, agencies that have received funding to provide housing for the veterans, the homeless veterans community. As a realtor, um, my role in the community bridge the gap, bridge the gap for homeless veterans to receive housing in the community of investors, of private investors. People say, I want a private investor. I want a private investor. So that was my niche, was to bridge, and it still is. And now it's just a little bit different because now I teach the community how to do what I've been doing for over 22 years, and that is connecting the dots, finding the resources, and assisting these veterans in um, breaking barriers, really cutting through the red tape, working with private investors and private owners and real estate. They call them gurus who had all these properties, and they're like, I got all these vacancies and I'm losing money fast because I don't have anybody to put up in here. And when they did put somebody in there, well, they would lose their job. They would, not being facetious or being insensitive, but that's what kept happening. And then tenants who couldn't maintain the rent after a while, after losing their job, because they didn't have the various resources that we have in our veterans community. Now, that's what I did here in the Chicagoland area. So I helped ease the route for veterans finding suitable housing. And suitable housing was and still is transitional housing, rental units, and housing to purchase, because they have to move, you know, in order, in order to become self-sufficient and use the benefits and buy a house. I mean, there's so much that goes into that. When I'm talking about it to people who know me, they're like, Yvette, okay, that's enough. I look, I can't listen to you anymore. So I appreciate the opportunity of having the wherewithal to create this platform, not just for myself, because there's so much that I have to talk about, so much information that I have to share, that they just really get tired of me. Because this is all I talk about is housing, and specifically housing homeless veterans. There's such a great need in our community for this opportunity for operators who are looking to make a real difference, not just for yourself, because I know I keep seeing all of these social media posts on all social media of how to house homeless veterans in your shared living, in your co living, in your independent living. Well, I'm talking about veterans, specifically veteran shared living model, the model that I created and have been housing veterans under for the past 22 plus years. And that model is taking a veteran from homelessness through their transition, because they have to go somewhere, and that somewhere could be in a veteran shared living model. Now, how does the veteran get there, and who pays for the veteran to be there? Well, I'm not here to tell you on this live. I'm here to show you, and it's in my book, this book right here. So you can go on my bio, go inside my bio, and get this book. This will teach you about veteran shared living models and how to connect your veteran shared living model to over $5 billion in our community. I was on a call today about housing, and I'm like, I'm doing the best I can in sharing the information with as many people who would stop by my YouTube channel, who would stop by my LinkedIn channel, who would stop by my Facebook channel, who would stop by my TikTok channel, to let the community know that, look, y'all, we've got billions of dollars in this homeless veterans community. And why aren't you using this money as an independence, or a an entrepreneur who is in the space to house homeless veterans in your veteran shared living model, or whatever you want to call it? But I teach you how to go get that money that's in the community in my model, and then how to go and take this veteran to the next stage in my model, from transition to rentals. As a realtor, I've made a combined, 7-figure income, um, 6-figure income on multiple years in housing homeless veterans, using the money that's in our community as a realtor. And my realtor colleagues are still scratching their heads to this day. How is Yvette getting all of these awards? How is she getting all of these accolades? My investors they're very happy, because they have an Yvette to come and say, hey, you're sitting on all of these vacant units. How are you positioning yourself to working in the veterans community? How are you positioned? Well, that's where I come in. Thank you all for joining over here on TikTok. And thank you all for being present on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook. I literally just woke up from a nap because I went to sleep. Because after I got off this call, I said, man, we got all these resources in our community, and we still have homeless veterans who can tap into these resources and who can live in your veteran shared living model, who can live in your rental units, who you could sell a house to. I mean, all of these resources is money in our community that our veteran can have access to only if they knew and only if you knew. So um, thank y'all for being here. Wave at somebody. That's what that's saying. So our first, our and then I'm going to invite you all to my master class that I'm conducting this Thursday. And if you are on TikTok, just send me a DM and say I want to join your master class, and I'll send you the link. Actually, the link is in my bio, so just go click the link in my bio in the link tree under links and register for this week's master class. Over here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, I've already dropped in the link to this week's Thursday masterclass. So, where do veterans go who are homeless, and who pays for those veterans to be there when they get there? Well, a lot of different benefits, a lot of different resources. The first one, let's talk about veteran shared living models and who pays for those. Hold on, I don't have on my glasses, and it's let me see if this is something that I could answer. Hey, love, I missed you. I've been so busy. Well, welcome back. I am so glad you are back, teacher. We have so much that you have missed, but it's okay because you're still in the group, so you'll still hear about all this good news and this good stuff. So, wow, man, I wish I could just unfold everything, but it would be like people say, don't go in the room and just start throwing up on everybody. And that was a nasty analogy, but that's just how it is. I have so much information that I just want to pour out, but it's too much to come out at the same time. So I have it in stages. I have it in stages that I'm showing you all now. So the first thing, if you say I want to house homeless veterans, well, you have to know what type of housing there is for homeless veterans, and I wrote a book for that. This book is a veteran shared living model. And this book teaches you about, transitional housing, even permanent housing through HUD VASH and some of your SSVF organizations. Also, through it could be through your veteran shared living model, depending on the model that you choose. So that's the first book you get is the veteran shared living model to understand how veterans can be housed and then where to find that money. Hold on, let me see what you said, girl. I literally have mine open right now. I know, right? It's a good book. And I tell people that all the time. I had opened it, somebody said something to me, and I got to reading it again. And I'm like, you know what? You didn't read, because a lot of questions that I get from operators who have purchased the book, and the questions that they'll ask me, I'm like, yeah, you didn't read, because I went straight to the chapter where it was located. So once you read the book, you'll understand veterans shared housing models. And then you'll also get a glimpse into HUD VASH, that's the Section 8 voucher, combined with um, social services from the VA. So you have the voucher and you have the social worker. You've got social work. So you got two agencies supporting one veteran under a HUD VASH Section 8 voucher. You'll learn about that. You'll learn about SSVF funding. We've got like $5 billion in our community right now, which has gone to social service agencies, supportive services for veteran families. Those agencies have received all of this money to support our homeless veterans. Now, is any of this easy? Nope. It's a lot of work and you have to learn it. You have to read, you have to immerse yourself in the community. You have to find out what these agencies are paying for. Or some pay for different things, but the ones that are paying for what you're providing, that's something what I teach you in class too, and in our um, strategy calls. So that's your first step. So now with this veteran in your transitional housing, don't just keep them in that bed, just so you can go to the house every week and pick up a check. That's not really serving our veterans who can tap into those resources that they could get if you just said, hey, I'm creating a program and my program is in alignment with the organizations that make 2 or 3 organizations in my community that receive the funding so that I can get paid to have this veteran here and to go through my program that's in alignment with the organizations that have received the grants and or the departments that have the contracts. That's where a lot of you miss the boat in saying, oh, I want to get me a private pay veteran. Well, you are cutting yourself off at the head. And I'm saying the head, right? Because you could be driving the force in your community in providing veteran shared living models, in providing rentals, in providing home ownership. And that's what I teach you in my model. I've been doing this for over 22 years. And now I get to sit back and go over this information with you in a structure. And the first one is to go get my book and read it. And read it. That's just the first model. Transitional housing, that's just the first model. In my master class, because I want you all to think like real estate investors. Don't think like I got this house and I'm putting 10 veterans up in these beds and I'm coming every month to pick up my check. Not just your one check, but 10 or cash money or however you charge them. That's small change compared to all of this money over here that these agencies have received that need to deploy that money into our communities under structured programs. I was on this call this morning, and actually, yeah, this morning, but the residual effects of that call had been with me all day long. I'm like, how am I going to continue this conversation with everybody? And it just wore me out. I had to lay down and take a nap, because mm, it's not as simple as you all want to, work, put it this way, working with government funders, government um, agencies. It's not easy, but you can do it because they're saying we got all this money and we have to use it. They're looking for operators in our community to do just that. So you have to learn how to do it. I'm like, how can I continue? It's like I'm just talking and talking and talking. Like my friends and family, they keep saying, "Oh, Yvette, we have heard enough. I saw you talk about is thank you for the hearts over here on TikTok. Is talk about housing homeless veterans. We have heard enough." We don't want to hear it anymore. But we're talking about billions of dollars here. Why don't you want to hear it? So now that I am on this public stage talking about, thank you so much, talking about what I've been doing in the community for over 22 years, getting all of these awards and accolades and getting paid. Um, we need more help. And I want you all to really understand that veterans housing, you're talking about government. Veterans are former property of the government. And that's okay. I can call us former property of the government because now we are beneficiaries of all the benefits that we qualify for only if we knew how to submit for those benefits, submit for claims, submit for all the benefits that we can get, whatever it is. What do you need, veteran? What is it that you need? Because there's a benefit for that. Trust me, there's a benefit for that. I have, a little bit of hair loss on top that I am, it's like two holes that hair won't grow. That I told the VA, look at here. Um, I'm cautious about that. I'm very cautious. I don't want to give myself a relaxer, but I want to be presentable. I want to look like how I feel on the inside, and I want to look like I did before that those two holes that one of the doctors put there and the other one that was a an injury. So now because of that, I got some thinning spots. But I'm like, I'm not putting a relaxer in my hair. So guess what, guys? I wanted a benefit that I could use. And do you know a cranial prosthetic is a benefit? Do you know what a cranial prosthetic is? I'm just asking because that's a benefit in our federal benefits book. A prosthetic. It's like if I was missing a hand. If I was missing this hand right here, I'm going to go to the VA and say, you know what? This is causing me not to have a great quality of life because I need to use my hand, but I don't have one. And I want to feel whole again. So I need a hand. So having a hand that you can put on and take off, that's a prosthetic. Just like this wig. This right here is a cranial, and that's the first time and only time I'm going to do this, okay? So y'all might want to save this video. This is a cranial prosthetic, and it's a benefit by the VA. So if you have hair loss, go get yourself a cranial prosthetic. I know it looks good, right? It's a benefit that's in our federal benefits book. So, housing, if we get back to housing, housing is also in our federal benefits book. Housing for transitional housing, housing for permanent housing, housing for buying real estate, all of that's in our federal benefits book. So when I say go get this book, a veteran's guide to shared. Here you go over here. A veteran's guide to shared living model. I'm showing you how to use the benefits that are in our community within this book. Within this book. So don't just put a veteran in a bed, stick them all in the bed, and then come back in a month to pick up their program fees or their bed fee or whatever it is you call it and leave. What I'm showing you how to use federal benefits to pay you for housing veterans in your veteran shared living models. I'm all about government. I am a veteran. I was a homeless veteran. I house homeless veterans using the benefits that are in this book right here. So you're shortchanging yourselves by not using federal benefits when you get a veteran and you stick them in the bed. You stick them in the bed. You stick them in the bed. Oh, they gonna pay me. They gonna pay me out their Social Security check. They gonna pay me out of they little 50% veterans benefits check, their disability check, because they get 50% and they can use 3/4 of that to pay me when you can have a program that's in this book that'll help them get other housing benefits. The second housing benefit, the second housing benefit, and that's what I teach in my upcoming master class. And if y'all are saying something to me, I can't see what you're saying because I don't have on my glasses. And sometimes I don't answer questions during what I'm talking about because I will forget what I'm my train of thought and not remember and then start on a tangent of something else because I got so much information in my head that I want to share that I could talk about just anything about veterans homeless housing. You can have one house, one door. You could grow to capacity and you could be one of the recipients of these one of these multi hundreds of thousands of dollar grants or multi-million-dollar grants for veterans housing. So in my program, I help you get to that grant level housing. They have a partner too who helps you scale within the program. So I get you. I'm your ground zero. So let me see, ground zero from homeless to transition to rentals to home ownership to becoming investors and business owners. That's what I've been doing for the past 22 plus years, taking veterans through that cycle, that's my program, Vet Ready. So now I've got a master class that I conduct on Thursdays to teach you because step one, you got to go read all about veterans housing. What is it that you need to know? Read what veterans housing is in this book right here. Is that going to tell you everything about veterans housing? Of course not. No, this is ground zero. You don't know nothing. This is ground zero. And then there's a ground, next level ground. And then there's a next level ground. Then there's a next level. So this is ground zero. Go get this book. Now, I hope y'all are following me. I hope you have something to write with and to write on. And I do invite you to go to my, in my bio, to register for my upcoming master class. This is so important. It's so, so vitally important that you guys learn this. Please. And somebody said, well, yesterday, isn't this public information? Well, go get it. You know how much public information you're going to need to learn what I have been doing in the past 22 years? A lot, a lot. And I'm just giving it to you. It's in publications, it's in my master classes, in my Vet Ready intensive classes, because I've got so many Vet Ready intensive classes that are coming up. The first Vet Ready intensive class is on HUD VASH. How do you use a voucher? Where do the veterans come from? What paperwork do I need to be vet ready? So when I say, okay, I want to house a homeless veteran in my rental unit. All right. So how you gonna get yourself prepared to do that? Because I know all of y'all keep on emailing the VA. Bless your little heart. Going to the va.gov website, because I've done it too, and put in different addresses and my contact information for them to contact me about putting this property in their list. So veterans, when they get a list of available properties, that property will be on there showing available. But guess what? And that was my test. And not just here in Illinois, also in Texas. Yes, also in Texas. I have a client in what was that, Texas? Two words, Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. But she's up and operating now. I actually need to do. We have a live YouTube. So go and find Captain Africa Hall in my live YouTube interview. So she's already up and running. She's purchased this book. This was last year. And she said, Yvette, I wish I had read this book sooner. It would have saved me 50% of time. I'm like, it's good. It's all good, because now you have more education, because you didn't use the book. And when you did use the book, it got you over the hump. So now you know a little bit more about how to navigate the veterans community when it comes to working with agencies. So that's good for you. So get this book so it'll save you 50% of time. So now, why I say we're going on to housing veterans in rental units. And thank you all over here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. It's 216 viewers. Hey y'all, hey everybody. Drop in the comment section where you all are um, looking from. Where are you looking at me from? So we talked about veteran shared living models, and that's in the book. And one thing about me, y'all, I'm not going to be sitting here teaching y'all what's in the book. You all are grown. I know you're over 18, and you all are interested in business. So how else are you going to learn to do business in this field if you don't pick up a book? I am an educator. I've been educating adult education at the college level. I taught at a college for 4 years. I just loved it. So in every class I taught had workbooks, had books, had things to do, had assignments to do. And then I subbed in high school, I subbed in grammar school, and every class I subbed in had a book, had a textbook, had a workbook. So that's how I approach my education when I come here and talk to y'all. Because I would go on people's lives or go on their master classes and come out with literally nothing. I would come out with some forms or some yeah, forms, or just create put your logo on top of this and copy paste. What? 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 Yeah, so it didn't give me much of anything, unlike the roadmap that the guide. This is a whole guidebook to helping you get to that place. So then that's how I approach my business too. So you want to learn something from me, go get a book, join my ecosystem, because that's how you're going to elevate yourself in this veterans housing market. This community works on funding. How can I say that again? The veterans housing community works on funding, and not the veteran funding the bed. No, no. When I tell y'all how much money there is in our veterans homeless community, and y'all talking about I want um somebody, to a veteran, to just pay me. Oh, I mean, you ain't doing nothing for nobody but yourself. Because when you're working with programs, when you're really working with programs, you're working with organizations that the government has awarded grants to through a no-fold, through an RFP, RFQ, all of those fancy acronyms that the government, government loves acronyms. I've got 15 of them behind my name. Okay. So this is one program that I work with in the Chicagoland area for years, as long as I have been housing home. Hey, LaBelle Creole, you over there. I can see now you're over there slamming those hearts. I'm loving it. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, Toledo, Ohio, Monroe, Georgia. Welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah, tell me where y'all, let me go back up, scroll back up. I didn't have on my glasses. So tell me where you all are. Hey, Chicago. I'm in Chicago. Who else do we have over here? Where y'all coming in? I'm getting your book next week. All right. Hey, LaBelle, what city and state are you? Hey, Mel Johnson, what city and state are you? So New York, New York, Houston, Texas. Thank you all so much for joining. We got Monroe, Georgia, Toledo, Houston, Texas, Rockland, New York. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank y'all so very much for being here and coming to not just ear hustle, but to learn something new. I'm gonna y'all need to get not just get this money, but you need to help these veterans and you get the money. Nobody's asking you to house homeless veterans for free. Nobody. I have been a realtor in housing homeless veterans in this community for over 22 years. I've been a realtor for 30 odd, let me see, 1996. So it's been 30 years, 96 to 26. Alexa, what's 2026 minus 1996? I've been a realtor for 30 years. 30 years. And I've been housing homeless veterans more than 22. Brought your books, and I'm a veteran. So, what I need you to do, Charles, is go to my DM and tell me you're there. And I'm going to give you my email address so you can email me. And then I'm going to invite you to a whole lot of things because you having my books, you being a veteran, I want to teach you through my ecosystem how to take that veteran from transitional housing to your next real estate, to your rental unit, to your next piece of real estate, to the unit that you did a fix and flip on, specifically for the veteran that you took out of housing, took them through transition, took them to your rental unit, and now you're taking them to home ownership. Because guess what? Those are all in our benefits book that you can do. And that's what I've been doing for over 22 years. I've gotten so many awards. You're right. Exactly. You're exactly right. You're right. I know. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. So I love that. Yes. So I have I guess I could turn my cameras around so I could show you all what I do. And I did this for myself. So and I did it for thousands of veterans in the Chicagoland area under under the roof of the VA itself and all the vet centers. And let me show y'all some pictures. I'm so glad I was a picture taker back in the day and still is. My coach, my mentor, she said, Yvette, those are your receipts. So these are pictures of me and my team at the VA in Chicago, and pictures of me and my team. Let me see if that's it. No, that's not it. That's not, okay, this is it. And me and my team at the vet centers. I conducted, let me see. Let me tell you what I did. Tell y'all what I did. When I was housing homeless veterans in the VA, inside the VA, and veterans were like, okay, I got housed. And I'm like, okay, y'all, y'all got housed. But what's next? Because after a while, housing so many veterans going all into rental units. And that's what my master class talks about. Going into rental units. Damn, they just can't stay there. They can't just stay there. Because a lot of the veterans I would talk to, I would have conversations with, and they'll tell me that this is this house one day. And you can do that. And you can do that because it is in our benefits book. But if this veteran, and this is in my upcoming master class, this veteran has a HUD VASH voucher. Let me show y'all where they go. Okay, these are the steps that I created for veterans to go. I hope y'all can see that over here. Let me see if I could pull this, open it up some more. Yeah, I can open that up some more for you guys on TikTok. And I'll talk you guys through it over here on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So the veterans are at the bottom. We're homeless. I was a homeless female veteran. At the bottom, homeless, y'all. But look, all we could do is look up. And that's what I tell my veterans all the time. Don't stay down and don't look down. Look up. That's why the arrow is taking them up. We're taking them uphill. So now they're at risk of being homeless, meaning they owe some back rent and they need an organization to help them pay that back rent. And they could be in your unit owing money. But this money that's in our community, over $5 billion through grants that have been awarded to these SSVF organizations, can help pay that back rent. I've done it hundreds of times, if not thousands. So now they're secure in their unit again. But from homeless, if they're at risk and then they lose their housing, if they're homeless, then they go into transitional housing. Transitional is not sticking them in a bed, leaving them there forever. It's transitional. Unless your veteran shared living model home is on a more permanent basis, then you learn that in the book, what to do with that. But if it's strictly transitional because this veteran came from Department of Justice, or this veteran was released from the hospital and had to go somewhere to recover, and they're in your transitional housing home, or they're homeless and they're connected to one of these SSVF organizations in our community that has received the funding, like here in Illinois, one that I work with a lot is Feather Fist. They received $3,918,558. I know what to help them do with that money. I do. Hey, Abraham. So now they're in your transitional housing, but you help them through your program get some of these federal benefits. And another one of those federal benefits, they can go into a rental unit in one of your rental units using a HUD VASH voucher. And this is what I teach you all in my master class. What do you need to get vet ready, to be vet ready, to be able to house a veteran in your rental unit? Because you just don't say, I got some rentals and I got some vacancies and I want to house veterans in my vacancy. Okay, go for it. What you telling me for? Go for it. You know what to do. Go for it. But if you want to learn, then join me in my masterclass and my intensive, because it is a whole process. Everything I'm showing you is a process, and processes that I've had to break down at the VA level at the social work level, at the program level, at the state level. And now I'm breaking down barriers again at the state and federal level. This ain't nothing new to me, but I look, it's new to y'all, and I want y'all to get this because the agencies need you, the veterans need you, our community needs you. So now we're at the rentals. You help them through your program, get to home ownership. And that's in this book right here, my third edition Veterans Home Buying Guide for Today's Market. The third edition. Veterans don't have to stay stuck in your damn bed. Cut it out. They can go. Y'all just saw that. And let me show you. I'll pick that back up in a second. I'm going to show y'all right here. Half of these veterans right here on this page were homeless before I sold them a house. A few of these veterans on this page had a voucher. So they were homeless. Let's go back to the chart here. They were homeless and they went right up to rentals. From homeless to rentals. From these in the book, they went, and a couple of them, I know one of them went from homeless to transitional housing to rentals. And you see all of them in the book, all of them went to home ownership. That's the next step. And then when they buy a 4-unit, because, you know, veterans can use their VA loan for a single family house all the way up to a 4-unit, 2, 3, and 4-unit, also a brand new house built from the ground up, like my mama would say, as if you can build it from the sky down. I'm like, Mama, you so funny. So now they can become investors inside of that VA loan program, benefits, investor and business owner, which is another program by your state. I'm just going to read it to you. I'm in Illinois, so this is another program that veterans could apply to and get accepted in, and that's the Illinois or the Georgia or the Texas or the, let me see, New York or the, New York, they got Texas, New York, Illinois, so I'm in Illinois. So now Ohio and Georgia, okay? This is Illinois Veteran Entrepreneurship Programs and Procurement. What? So you, in your program, in your infinite wisdom of, I want to house homeless veterans, in your infinite wisdom, once you learn this ecosystem, can take a homeless veteran and through the processes that I teach you, that I've been doing over 22 years, is taking a veteran from homelessness to becoming business owners, and not just any business owner, but certified to do business with the government as a, I want to tell you myself, as a certified, if you are disabled, you can apply for a service disabled veteran-owned small business. That's a certification by the VA. You can, I'm just going to flip this book and take you to other certifications. I just said the service disabled veteran-owned small business, also the veteran-owned small business. So I just want y'all to see that it's more than sticking a veteran in a bed. When you can learn through an ecosystem, processes to take veterans from homelessness to being a veteran business owner within the federal, state, and local government. I mean, I can say that because that's what I did. I just described myself. All except I never had a HUD-VASH voucher. I was just a homeless veteran out there needing all of these services that I just described to you that are in our community that I've used to help transition veterans from homelessness to becoming veteran business owners. I mean, I don't want to get emotional. I really don't, but it is very, very emotional. It's one of the happiest, most in. I'm just elated every day I wake up, every single day. That not only hey there, not only was I able to come out of a lot of fires and don't even look like I've been burned or smell like smoke. And I get to share those discoveries with you all. The discoveries of how you gonna do it. I get to teach y'all. And I never thought, I really never thought anybody was, on a mass level was even interested because I'm like realtors. That's what I was getting ready to share with y'all next. I'm like realtors here. This is the book. I am a realtor. And back in 2014, I wrote a class to teach real estate agents and brokers. Well, we didn't have we had real estate agents and managing brokers and leasing agents back in the day. Back in 2014 when I first wrote this. And it wasn't this robust, but it was, let me see, was it this robust? Yeah, it was still this robust because there's no other way of teaching a realtor how to do what I do as a realtor and receiving President's Award like this for the work that I do in the community. This is an award from the president of Main Street Organization of Realtors. And I got this award in 2025, just last year, just last year, for the work that I do in the homeless. And I tell everybody, it's not just the veterans community. This is the homeless veterans community. That's where ain't nobody looking. People don't look in the homeless veterans community, especially not my realtor colleagues. What you looking at a homeless veteran for? What does a homeless veteran have to do with my commission? Nothing, because they don't have any money. So they don't look at homeless veterans. This is truly, truly an untapped market. Truly it is. And I can prove it to you. We still have homeless veterans with HUD VASH vouchers and no place to put them on. I'm getting ready to show y'all a video. I'm working with and they're still homeless, a homeless veteran in Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia. She had, her and her caregiver, she had a 2-bedroom HUD VASH voucher in Charlottesville, Virginia, from March until November, when it was terminated because there was not a realtor to be found in Charlottesville who could help her and her home care giver get housed. So what did the department do in Charlottesville Housing Authority? Oh, well, they terminated the voucher because there is no knowledgeable realtor nor an investor. Because how is an investor going to hear about a homeless veteran? I'm getting ready to play you a video to show you. 3 videos, as a matter of fact. And I hope they are here on, I don't see them. I live in Los Angeles. I would like to start. Okay, well, go get that book in my bio. That's what you do. Go get this book. And then my email address is in there. I can become a veteran referral. Yeah, bought your books. Yeah, you got to learn what you need to do to be a veterans referral, though, is because you just don't refer veterans. To who? To where? That's another thing. To who and to where? It's a lot of homeless veterans on the street. When you go get them, where are you going to refer them to? That's what I teach you in my ecosystem. Exactly. All of these organizations, and I'll get back to that. But I'm going to share y'all with y'all. I've been talking for 55 minutes. See, that just goes to show you how much I love talking about housing homeless veterans and educating our community to do the same and get paid. We've got organizations. Look, these organizations, where's my money? These organizations, and this could be your organization, once you learn the ecosystem and you get the experience and past performance, you can go now and say, hey, I want a sole source award because I'm the only one, and I got a 90 unit facility that I'm running right now, and I'm partnered with Talbert House, who received, I'm partnered with Volunteers of America, who received $12 million in Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, and West Virginia. They have 90 veterans over here. So I've been doing this for 2 years. So now I have the experience working directly with an organization that received the grant. And now I have the past performance because we have um, created our programs, and they're solid now that we can go in and get one of these grants ourselves. I don't help you do that though. So don't, I help you work with these organizations now through my ecosystem and my education. But to submit your applications for grants, that's what my partner does. Okay, so let's get that straight. Don't Yvette. Nope, 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 no. My brain is full enough of everything that I have been doing over 22 years to share with y'all for me to learn how to submit for grants and things. They're coming to me, so I don't even have to go to them. So, but y'all have to learn how to do all of this through this education. So that's how your beds will get people in them from the organizations that have the money in the community. And this is just one memo that came out. This memo is for $818 million, and 235 organizations received the funding already. Then 1 month later, another memo came out to distribute $84 million in grants to 176 organizations tackling veterans homelessness across the United States. So these two, this equaled up to 411 organizations and 900, what was it, 900? I wrote it down. 800 mil, so $900 million in grants. 818 million plus 84 million. Write it down and add it up. So that's like 900 million, but a total of 411 organizations that received this money that you all need to learn how to work with. And then that's not enough because we have so many veterans in need of housing. The numbers that you see in the media talking about is 33,000 homeless veterans. If it was only 33,000 homeless veterans, okay, why is the government coming back with the NOFO for SSVF expects to award approximately $855 million via this notice of funding opportunity, which is a NOFO, with over 200 awards with the range. So an organization could get a range of $262,981 all the way up to $23,153,846 in awards. This is SSVF funding. So In 6 months, $1.8 billion was deployed in our community. $1.8 billion was deployed in our homeless veterans community. With all of this money in our homeless veterans community, and all of you who are saying, I want to do veterans housing, get the book so you can learn. First of all, because that gives me anxiety. You think you're going to learn everything you need to know from a question or from me sitting here for 1 hour. No, that's not how this works. You're going to school when you watch me. When you come around me, you're going to get a real education. So when you go out into the community and you're doing veteran workshops and seminars and speaking engagements, you will be able to speak confidently with education, because I'm here to teach you, not just to stick a veteran in a bed and call it a day and come back in a month and get paid. That's good for an entrepreneur who wants to do that, and for the residents who want to be there. But if you're a conscience investor, and not just a provider of beds, but a conscience and real estate investor and entrepreneur, not just somebody with some beds. I'm taking you on that journey. How to be that real estate guru in veterans housing. I got a lot of investors who still to this day, I can make a phone call, I can send a text message, they'll answer, they'll text back. To this day, Yvette, no, I'm doing something else now. I'm teaching. But if you have any vacancies, let me know, because we always have homeless veterans. So I'll go ahead and treat you as a FISBO, because I'm not, I just can't be listing properties. And I've got one for a young man I took on. He's a client here to do veterans housing. So he was local. I'm like, okay, let me just list it and use this as a case study. And that video of the inspection is on YouTube, and he failed. So I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I did this, because this is in alignment with the intensive class that I teach on Saturdays. You get to see a real inspection take place. Well, I'm not an inspector, but this checklist and everything that needs to be checked. And he failed in 3 places, and I told him he failed. Oh, Yvette, well, get it fixed. So the real inspector came out and failed him on what? Those 3 things that I told him. 22 years of experience, 22 years plus of experience. And I have but I have walked alongside of inspectors doing HUD-VASH inspections. Walked alongside of them. Okay, it failed. Why did it fail for real? Okay, I got it. And then I go back and read what needs to be done. And I mean, look, I can look at your place and say, yeah, nope. And that's what I teach you in my intensive. I just love housing veterans. I really do. So now I want to show y'all this female veteran who had a 2-bedroom voucher. And because there was not a knowledgeable realtor or investor who knew Hawaii has so many homeless vets, guess what? Hawaii, I was able to help a veteran in Hawaii get housed, and that's in this book, Finding Home. So you're in Hawaii, you can help in Hawaii, because I teach you how to do it. And these are resources right here for homeless veterans in Hawaii. This is on the west side of KAUAI in this book. I teach you everything, everything. This was me coming out of the military, homeless. A lot of our veterans come out homeless. They're at home homeless because they don't know about their resources. That's a whole nother live. Oh my God. Okay, let me show y'all this video, these three videos of one of my homeless veterans. She's still homeless. Still homeless. She had a voucher and the voucher was terminated because she couldn't find housing. Because again, there was no knowledgeable realtor in the area. So they're like, you took too long. You don't have a voucher anymore. So you can continue to live on the street.
And I have, and Jose have gone through. Like when we came out of the, Army, Salvation Army shelter and stuff like that, Jose, we were together. And when it comes down to it, it was in February when we came out of that shelter. It was cold. It was real cold. And there was times he took money where he had earned money at the Army and put us in a hotel and stuff, and he paid that out of his pocket. And it's like I've been doing that some lately too, because to try to keep us warm. I know. Because in the tent a few nights ago, it got real cold. And so we put the full-size bed in the truck, in the back of the truck. That way, we could crank the truck and we could be warm.
Okay, I'm going to show y'all.
These are the Depends I wear every day. These are by Assurance, and these are a size large. And it's like I wear these every day of my life because of my diabetes. And I don't have a bathroom handy. So I have to wear these all the time.
That's the tent. And wait a minute. And this is a veteran who had a 2-bedroom voucher. She had a 2-bedroom voucher. A 2-bedroom voucher that it would have paid $1,900 for an apartment, a condo, or a house in Charlottesville, Virginia. But because there was not a knowledgeable realtor or knowledgeable management company, or I even contacted the National Association of Realtors. They gave me so much. Well, we don't. And then the real estate board in Charlottesville and the governor in Charlottesville. I write letters. Hold on. Like letters to legislatives. They have a specific name to them. I just forgot the name of them. Oh, but it's so disheartening because she's still homeless. They're sending adverse action, denied, 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 denied. And there were 33 realtors that were emailed along with management companies. You know how hard it is to change the mindset of the real estate industry. The real estate industry has not caught up to homeless veterans housing. They don't understand that homeless veterans housing is real estate. Where do you think veterans are going to go with their vouchers? Where do you think veterans are going to go with the SSVF funding? They're going to somebody's real estate. You have a veteran with the voucher and you're denying her access to housing. You are discriminating. She's federal. She's federally approved by two federal agencies, HUD and the VA. Because you don't know how to house you have the image in your head, homeless, and it's a negative image. Well, guess what? You help them get that way by not saying yes to the voucher. I've housed over 5,000 homeless veterans, and a whole bunch of them had this voucher. A whole bunch of them. This is my master class that I'm teaching you how to use the HUD VASH voucher. Your first book, first of all, is to catch them where they are right now. Catch them where they are right now in your transitional housing. Learn HUD VASH because that's part of your real estate portfolio. Be the solution. That's all the VA contracts talk about. How can you be the solution to this problem? And I teach you the solution. You are becoming a mini me. And that's a great thing to be. Hold on, I showed y'all one award by the Realtors Association. Here's an award I received by the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs. 25 veteran women leaders in 2025. I received a proclamation by the senator here in Illinois, Senator Michael Hastings. Another senator, another state rep. I've got a proclamation and something else. I got to go get it framed by a state rep. I just wrote a housing bill, y'all. That's how deep this is. And the way to get the veterans out of those situations is to learn how to use the benefits in the community as an operator and as a real estate investor. Because otherwise, what are you doing? You're just taking money out of the veteran's little check every month to stick them in a bed. And that's how you want to make your money. Go right ahead. But if you really want to make a difference in this homeless veterans community and in the communities that you serve, you can buy the whole block. You can have on one side, I designed veteran villages. I've designed veteran villages for municipalities, first of all, for individual veterans, because they need a plan. So I designed those programs for them. This is what you're going to do. This is where you're going. This is what we're doing. That's in this book right here. They like, okay, vet. Okay, vet. Here are some of them right here. Conducted 200 workshops at one vet center. The The rest of them, they, Yvette, can you come here, Yvette? And that's what I teach you all how to do. Take what you learned from me in the community to make it better. You're going to make your money, hands down, because you have the real estate to move these veterans into. Was the recent, hold on, was this recent one? Yes, this was recent. This is November. This just happened in November. So she's gone to the hospital. She had a surgery. She was in the hospital, had her care, and she has a caregiver. Her caregiver took her to emergency in the ICU. She was in the ICU. And every time she was released from the hospital, they would put her from one of the organizations, they would put her and her caregiver up in a motel. And when that time ran out, they were back in the tent or back in the truck. So all of these organizations, we have email chains, email. So now it went to a lawsuit, a law briefing. I don't even know what it's called. So we have equal rights involved, fair housing involved, all of that. So that's on the legal side. I'm like, y'all continue on. Anything you need from me, I'll send it. Because having her with a voucher and reaching out to those 31 contacts on that list that the Charlottesville Housing Authority sent me, I extracted the names, the emails, and I sent them a letter. This is how you use the voucher. You need any help, let me know. We're looking for the low-hanging fruit investor who says yes to this voucher and don't go through all those rigid requirements, because really you don't have to. The investors tell you what to do as a realtor. And I tell my investors, because otherwise I can't work with you. I can't. I can only work with investors who have vacant properties and who will say yes to the address. And those veterans, my not veterans, but my investors now, you got to read. I just don't take your property and find you a veteran. I'm not acting in that capacity right now. I'm teaching you how to do it yourself. You want to bring a realtor on board with you so that realtor can do it for you, then bring that realtor to my training, because I'm not taking on your properties to get them rented for you or to help you fill your beds. You come through my education so you can learn that yourself. So don't call and ask me, Yvette, I'm looking for a veteran. Okay, and have you gone through the training so you can find not just one, but all the veterans you need, so you can have a revolving door to your veteran shared living models, a revolving door to your rental units, because then you're selling that veteran a house that you found and you rehabbed it. And I can tell you so much about that. But it's in the book. I teach you how to do veterans workshops and seminars. And this is all, I want to teach you all of my everything, because we need it in every city, in every state. We need it so bad. And the only way the veterans are going to receive the help through this ecosystem is if you learn it. And the only way you learn it is to get engaged. Read the book and come to my master class and take the intensive that I will teach you how to do exactly what I've done as a realtor and in my early days as a provider of housing. We need y'all so bad. We shouldn't have all of this money, and the government knows. That's why so much money in our community. Over $5 billion in the homeless veterans community. They know we have all these homeless veterans. And they know some of these organizations are going to get indicted for misappropriating the money. They know that because it's happened before. And they know they're not going to be able to use all the money. They know that because you guys aren't connecting. You don't know how to connect yet. So In my link in the bio, in the description over here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, go to my bio, my description, and get the book. Get the foundation book right here to learn about veterans housing, and then register for my master class that I'm hosting this. Thanks for joining my club that I'm hosting this Thursday. Because otherwise, you're going to ask me a question, and guess what I'm going to tell you? Get the book and take the class. Hold on, let me see. Somebody over here on TikTok said something. Hey, Jose. Jose is the caregiver of the homeless veteran who I just told y'all about in the van and in the tent in Charlottesville, Virginia. That's Jose. Jose. Does this also pertain to? Yes, this is nationwide. Here's the map. If y'all didn't see that map behind my head. So we are in VetMentors. My company, my name is Yvette, and my company is VetMentors. Have operators or students in my ecosystem learning to do what I do here in Illinois, in 32 states right now. So this is nationwide. Federal, I said federal. Federal is everywhere. So yeah, learn. Go get some books, girl. Hey, Jose Aguilar Ramirez. And then somebody said hi. If I missed something, put it back down here. And then you're right. Wow, it recently happened. So why I talked people's ears off over on YouTube. So listen, if y'all have not registered to join this Thursday's masterclass, go to the bio and join this Thursday's masterclass. If y'all have not purchased any of my workbooks, then here's a link over here to go get some. Because these are classes. It's not just me talking, telling y'all something. Nope. It is me teaching, dropping knowledge and nuggets so y'all can get this funding, get this government money, get this paper. Oh my God, where did the other one go? All right. Oh, I didn't even show y'all this one. I'm glad. I'm gonna have to take them down. So this is another award that I got from. This is from the Omega Psi Phi Chi Lambda for me, Yvette Jones, Woman of Excellence in Community Service. Okay, I can't turn around that fast anymore. I don't want to break it. Oh, good. They didn't break. They're sturdy, I hope. All right. Y'all going back home now. You hear? Y'all going on back up there. All right. Going on back up there. All right. All right. Got my babies back up. So just go ahead and register for this coming Thursday's masterclass. And go buy some books to learn. Let me see. Join from a repost. Okay. And Sergeant Wolf just joined over here on TikTok. She's the one who I just showed the video of, homeless in the van again, because the realtors have not learned yet. Oh my God. All right, so I've got some behind the scenes work I need to do. Now I've been on for an hour and 24 minutes. Hey, Vet. No, they haven't. Nope, but it's got to keep on. I got to keep on. And somebody's got to catch those emails to do the right thing, too. That's why I put the senators the senator's office back on the emails, because I don't know what he could do, but they could find something to do, because it doesn't make any sense that can't nobody in all that time house them. They have a voucher, a federally funded and federally serviced. Not only does the federal government fund this, but another federal government, the VA, the VASH part, service it. So two federal governments. They said, go on out there and find you some place to live. We got you. We've got your back. And now you get in the community and they're like, we don't care who, what? Oh, you have the taboo papers. You homeless. That's how you get those papers. How you get to be homeless? Oh, I'm telling y'all, I heard so much. I mean, it's like, what the fuck? For real. And don't excuse my French. How dare you? I said, let me tell you something. You ain't doing all that yourself. Because I knew some of my realtor colleagues, they had to go get a job and call themselves a realtor. Well, I never had a job since I've been housing homeless veterans. When I tell you it's over $5 billion in our community, and that does not include HUD VASH. That's a separate bucket of money. And that's what I teach you guys in my masterclass, and how to access the SSVF funds to help these veterans, just in case they need a security deposit, or you want to charge a non-refundable move-in fee, or you want to charge, just different things. They don't, as a former homeless female veteran, I know what it's like. And that's what keeps my fuel burning every single day when I encounter a homeless veteran. And the only thing is, now that I've been on the other side in real estate and in government, the only thing is the connectivity. You're not connecting to each other. You have real estate and you're working with the realtor, perhaps, who's not connected to this type of ecosystem. You being an investor and you have all of these vacancies, you're not connected to my ecosystem yet. So now you're out there floating like a fish in a big old ocean, trying to find the right tenant, because you don't know there's funding in our communities for you. You don't understand how these programs work to help these veterans get back on their feet and to live a better life, but also to help you build up your improve your bottom line, increase your ROI. I've had several of my investors use a 1031 exchange to go from a mediocre property to a property in a better community, and they can get double the rent. And they used a 1031 exchange. Y'all know how big of a savings that was to get rid of that old average property, to go over here to Beverly Hills, go over here to Hegwish, go over here to Logan Square. For real. Get rid of those dumps and come over here and get 2 times the amount of rent on this program. Leave the program is good where you are because you're getting paid, but it gets better. So my investors, I pick up the phone and call them or say, hey, call me, I got a question. They're calling me. And this is what I teach you how to do. as an investor, not just as somebody, I'm going to do veterans housing. You don't know what you're talking about yet. So I'm learning how not to get to feel that anxiety for lack of knowledge, lack of your knowledge for now. But if you engage yourself with my education, then you'll be knowledgeable on how to service veterans in this community from wherever they come from. Because they're going to have funding. Are you going to help them get the funding? I've helped so many veterans. Okay, you want to get your HUD vaxxed because you need it. This is what you need to say. If you say anything different, you're not going to get it. I had one veteran. He was discharged early, about 20. He was still young, just like I was. And good night, everyone. I'll see you later, okay? Bye for now. And I know it's been an hour and 30 minutes. And I told him what to say. And I'm like, don't say anything outside of that. So he went down and they did the intake. And the question was, do you have any place you can go to sleep tonight? You know, a home or something like that. And he said yes. Well, guess what happened? He did not fit in that category of being homeless anymore, chronic homeless. He didn't fit in that category anymore because he could go to his daddy's crib and sleep on the couch. I'm like, why would you tell them that? Didn't you say your daddy had a girlfriend? I said, so if your daddy's girlfriend looked at you sideways, or she said you looked at her sideways, who do you think your daddy gonna tell to leave? You a man. That's his woman. And he might like her real good. So man, look, man, I raised you to be a man. Go be a man. What if that happens? Yeah, you right, Missy Vet. Okay, I'm gonna go back down there and tell them. Okay, let's create this scenario again, and this is exactly what you tell them, okay? Based on what you said, you can go on the couch based on what happened last night. So now we have to reframe. We reframe that story so he can get it in alignment with his benefits, with his housing benefits. Because they just kicked him on out the door. You got some place to go? Bye-bye. Goodbye. So thank y'all so much for being here. I do have other things to do right now. So if you have not gone to my bio, go to my bio and get a book. It's down there scrolling. Go to my bio for some books to read. Go to my bio and go get some books to read. And then join my masterclass. It's in my bio, and it's in my description over here. Thank y'all so much. We really, really, and I'm speaking for all the homeless veterans in your cities, in your states that have not even been acknowledged because you haven't gotten this information yet. But you're going to get it, and you're going to go get those homeless veterans. You're going to go partner with these organizations to be able to house these homeless veterans in your real estate. In your real estate, okay? Not just your bed. Ciao for now.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.